Oh my god. 2 hours and 35 minutes that I'm not getting back. I wasted my time. Jurassic World Dominion stars Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and also brings back the original cast Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern, and is directed by Colin Trevorrow. Hello there, I'm Elmoviemaster. If this is your first time on the channel, I love talking about movies. I'm super passionate about movies. I love reviewing them. And if you like movies as much as I do, consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. Today I'm talking about Jurassic World Dominion. I already forgot the name of the movie because it's so forgettable. It's one of the worst movies of this year. Second only probably to Firestarter, which I'll be reviewing on the channel as well. Jurassic World Dominion is the epic conclusion, and I say epic because it's not very epic, closure to the franchise that started in 1993, with Jurassic Park, which still is the best one in the entire saga. And it's funny because that movie revolutionized special effects. It's one of those movies that still holds up to this day. It's not just a movie that's great with visual effects, but also with practical effects. And unfortunately, every sequel that came after Jurassic Park, it's not very good. Even though I have a soft spot for The Lost World, I have to admit that it's nowhere near as good as the original. And Jurassic Park 3 is also pretty bad. And Jurassic World, which was the new one that was setting up this trilogy, was an okay movie. I saw when it came out back in 2015, and I thought it was okay. And the one that came out in 2018, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, that one was really bad. And I thought, they cannot go any worse than this. Oh boy, was I wrong. This is even worse. This is the biggest cash grab I've ever seen. I mean, most movies you can say are cash grabs, but this one, the reason why I saw it is because of the original cast. They knew what they were doing. They knew that, hey, people aren't really interested in dinosaurs anymore. CGI creatures and animatronics is not going to get people into the seats, so let's bring back the original cast. They brought back Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and they're great. They're great in the movie, and I'll be talking about that in the positive section of this review. The story of this movie is not much of a story, to be honest. There is one, but it's so messy and goes all over the place, unnecessarily convoluted. Really. So this movie takes place 4 years after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where the human race now has to share the world with the dinosaurs, because they have been freed and they're roaming the earth. Yay. But it's really just a bunch of action sequences, followed by exposition, followed by action, followed by exposition. Most of the exposition, it's nonsense. It's just a bunch of nonsense being thrown at you. From what I gathered, from what I was trying to pay attention so hard to this movie, because it was so boring, it's basically, you have Dodson, the character from the first movie. Remember Dodson? We got Dodson here! We got Dodson here! See? Nobody cares! That guy, the guy who had the Barbasol can, gave that can to Newman, who stole the embryos, so he has his own research facility called Biosyn. Basically the new InGen. They're trying to control dinosaurs, they haven't learned their lesson from the previous movies. They're still, doing all the same nonsense. You also have Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard taking care of this girl. She's actually the girl from the previous movie, from Fallen Kingdom. And that's it, they just have to run away from dinosaurs, bunch of action, and that's the story? That's it? And it takes itself so seriously. I mean, there are some positives. I'll say that the movie actually uses a lot more animatronic effects than the previous two Jurassic World movies. That's a plus. There's still CGI, but they actually built some of the dinosaurs, like they did in the original Jurassic Park. So I give them props there. The movie shot perfectly fine, a little flat. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom had better cinematography, but it's still an okay movie to watch. It's not, there's no shaky cam or anything like that. The original cast who comes back, they do a pretty decent job with what they're given. They do their best. But that's about it that I can say in positives, because there's so many negatives. First of all, this movie is too long. This movie could have been 90 minutes. There's no reason the movie should be 2 hours and 35 minutes, whatever length this movie was, I forget. But this movie was too long. Like, why? It's just dinosaurs following people. It gets tiring after a while. Also, the dialogue in this movie is really bad. Like, I'm not expecting Academy Award-winning writing, but, and I don't want to say what scene because it will reveal something. I was listening to some of the dialogue in this movie, and I was like, did nobody proofread this? Did nobody actually, read and actually act it out before filming it? Because it feels like something from the Sci-Fi Channel. So with the exception of the original cast, you can tell Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and some of the other people are just sleepwalking through the movie. They're just doing this for the paycheck. They want to get over with it. And I get it, no one was really excited for this movie. Almost everyone probably went to go see this movie, like myself, because of the original cast. No one cares anymore about dinosaurs or CGI creatures. We want, to bring back, 70-something-year-old Sam Neill and also about the same age Jeff Goldblum, to do their thing. And sadly, like I said, they did an okay job with the acting. The problem is that the dialogue they're given is also really poor. Also, the music is flat. I'm not expecting John Williams to return, but at least give us something. Like the other two Jurassic World movies had better music than this. This felt like something that you grab off of YouTube, and a lot of the tracks, a lot of the known tracks from the previous Jurassic Park movies, just give you a subtle note, and then it just becomes very generic. It's almost like they're trying to fight against copyright, like when you upload a video here on YouTube and you're trying to fight, the copyright. Like I mentioned, this is billed as the finality to the Jurassic Park franchise. And what do we get? A mediocre mess. Once the credits started rolling up, I was like, really? This is how you're gonna end the movie? This is supposed to be the epic conclusion? Who wrote this? You had 4 years to prepare. And this is the best you can come up with? Like, Colin Trevorrow is not a bad director. He did an okay job with Jurassic World. I liked Safety Not Guaranteed. I also liked Book of Henry. This is a mess. It's nonsense. It's just a bunch of dinosaurs fighting with each other, a lot of explosions, a lot of garbage dialogue, and overall, it just comes out as a boring movie. A boring movie, a waste of time. This movie makes Fallen Kingdom look like a masterpiece. Fallen Kingdom was hot trash, but this is on another level. Overall, should you go out to the movie theater and watch this movie? No, really. Just wait for it on streaming. Watch it for free. Wait for someone to let you borrow the DVD if people still watch DVDs like I do. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Really, because it's one of those movies that you're sitting down and you're waiting for something to happen that's actually exciting. I don't want to sound like a spoiled brat, but just a bunch of explosions, dinosaurs fighting with no real plot and no real tension. It's just a bunch of effects. This is not the late 90s or early 2000s where you can make a really bad movie and have great special effects. Most movies now have wonderful effects. That's not what makes a good movie. A good movie has good story, good characters, an interesting plot. This has very little of that. This movie is lifeless. It has no heart. It's soulless. It just feels like a corporate movie. It feels like a cash grab. They knew very well that the only way they were going to bring people back is bringing the original cast. And people like me, who grew up watching the original Jurassic Park movie, are going to go see the new movie. And that's what ended up happening. Don't fall for it. Really, don't fall for it. I know you might be tempted. Maybe it's so bad it's good. It's not. Quite frankly, I'd rather watch Morbius for the 10th time, and yes, I've watched Morbius a few times. I actually like the movie, and I'll be reviewing it here on the channel. But if I have to give a grade to this movie, it's a big fat F. Yeah, this is a waste of time, waste of money. Don't do it. Don't be like me. If you want to watch it, like I said, watch it for free. Don't waste your money. So those are my thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be reviewing more movies this week. I have a schedule pulled up, but I'm going to be adding some movies to that schedule because there's a lot of newer movies that I got a chance to see, and I'll be reviewing them, including Top Gun Maverick, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Unbearable Massive Weight of Talent, and a few others. Stay tuned for those reviews. They will be coming up. So that's all for today, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Stay safe. Bye.